यादों के पुराने एल्बम में छुपा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन, गुल्लक में बड़ी जवानी सी बचा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन, ना किसी मंजिल की फिक्र थी जिंदगी, जीने की उम्र थी दोस्ती और दोस्तों से उधार के दिन थे वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे। वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे। वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे।
एक बार माइक चेक कर लीजिए, सब मिल रहा है कि नहीं, सबको आवाज है। उधर का आवाज इधर आ रहा कि नहीं, माइक चेक कर लीजिए। वहीं से बोलिए सर, उधर से बोलिए, उधर से ही बोलिए, आपका आया नहीं चाहिए।
Good afternoon. Ganesh, welcome Dr. Ganesh Kumar.
Welcome, Rupada.
Can you hear us?
Yes, very well.
Okay. Welcome Venugopal sir. Hi sir. I'm Rupam. Amrita Johnny.
Yes, sir, I can
Hi,
hear you.
how are you? Can you hear us?
Good evening. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Venugopal sir, please unmute.
Hi, Rupam.
Hi sir.
Do you remember me? Rupam Sharma.
Yeah. Hi sir. Amrita, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me hear this.
Sundarai sir, can you hear us?
Hi, Krishnan here.
Hi Krishnan.
I have some problem with the video, just I will send it.
Yeah, we can see your video. Raji Lakshmi.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fine.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Dr. Rajiv Jha.
हाँ, रूपम दा, नमस्ते.
Hi Rajiv, yeah. Namaste.
Sudhakar sir.
Yeah, all good. Shivaranjan. Dr. Shivaranjan Das.
Hi, Raju. कैसे हो?
ठीक हूँ. आप कैसे हैं?
एकदम.
अभी मैं आ रहा हूँ आंध्रा नेक्स्ट वीक.
Good. Please come.
Dr. Shivaranjan Das.
M. Krishnan.
Hi. Just for a moment, hi.
Yeah, please.
I'll send it.
Can you guys hear me? This is Venugopal Chepur from the US.
Hi, sir.
Sudhakar, are you in Hyderabad now?
No, sir. I am in Vijayawada.
Vijayawada, okay.
Vijayawada, working for AP Fisheries University.
Beautiful, fantastic. So, we have a friend in Vijayawada to call on next time.
Yeah.
Dr. Rupam, can you hear me?
Sriniwas Mohanty sir.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes sir, we can hear you.
I was actually sent you a message in WhatsApp. If I can play a video for about 10 minutes and probably a couple minutes of what I can talk about. Is that okay with you?
So actually, there are some time limits there.
I can hear you. Can you be a little louder?
We have a very tight schedule.
About 10 minutes of the video. It will be very helpful for all of us. So I thought I would make it my own creation. You could reply to my WhatsApp just in
Sir.
case if you are not clear.
No, sir, it's clear. Please make it brief then. It will be okay. We can play that video.
No, it's your voice is breaking, Rupam. I'm sorry about that.
Okay,
Now,
he's saying, yeah, Dr. If you can hear me, he's saying that you can go ahead and be brief.
now
Oh yeah, it takes about 12 minutes. So probably exceeding a couple minutes, but it should be just okay. I don't know if it's okay with everybody else.
okay. Yeah, then it's okay, sir.
Yeah, good.
Krishnan, can you
Can
hear
you
us?
show me the audience if you can? I would like to see my own batsmen if they're there, if you don't mind.
Yeah, here is Dr.
Just
Ankit
curious.
Chandrasen. Please focus, Chandrasen.
Focus, yes.
Yeah, I can see Chedda there.
Yeah.
I see all my teachers there.
Isn't it so exciting? Wow.
Yeah. Anyone from 93, 95 batch?
Srinivas Mohanty sir is there. Srinivas Mohanty sir.
नहीं
Okay, please carry on. You can carry on.
Yeah. Whenever Dr. Rupam, I go
He has to give you
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, orthodox.
Shivaranjan Das. Dr. Shivaranjan Das. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. So these are all technical glitches that we have to first check it out. That's why it's a little delay, and we are also expecting our VIPs, dignitaries to join, and we'll start in a while now.
Aisha madam ముందు కూర్చుంది గుర్తుపట్టలేనప్పుడే ఉన్నారు How are you, ma'am?
Students, back side. Please come forward.
Sahu, sir.
Back.
Yeah, hi.
Back benches. Please come forward.
Sahu sir, कैसे हैं?
Yeah, I am fine. और mic चाहिए?
Bindas. Bindas.
Hello.
Yes, essentially.
green light. Yeah, yeah.
There is an announcement for online participants. We'll be muting all except the co-hosts. All the speakers are co-hosts and they can unmute and they can speak whenever they want. But for other participants, we are muting so that there is not much, disturbances. And if someone wants to raise any issues or like that, they can type it in the chat box. And at the end, we will have a interaction and jamming session where it will be, all be unmuted and you can have direct interactions. And of course, that is also general body meeting. That time also everyone will be,
Rupam, your audio is kind of little low.
Is it okay now?
Hear you clearly.
Is it okay now, Krishnan?
Better.
Okay. So what I was saying is that for online participants, we'll be muting all of you except the co-host. They can unmute and they can speak whenever they want. And for other participants, they can write in the chat box if anything is there to inform. And during the general body meeting and during the interaction and jamming session, we'll be unmuting all of you. That time we'll have free discussions amongst ourselves.
All set? It's okay? Thank you. All the best to you also. Please sit down.
A very good evening. I welcome our respectful DDG, Dr. J.K. Jana, our Director, Dr. C.N. Ravishankar, and our ex-Joint Director, Dr. A.K. Pal, and all the respectful dignitaries, alumni, and dear students. ICR CIFE is organizing its alumni meet, Wari Smriti Season 2, Safalta Ki Parampara, in hybrid mode. On behalf of the entire CIFE family, I, Gati Bhuvaneshwari, MSc 2009-11 batch in Aquatic Environmental Management, welcome you all to the auspicious occasion. Nostalgia, which is a Greek word which means an unappeased yearning to relive the happy moments, which always make the students to earn for living the precious moments in their college life. CIFE, which is the dream destination for fisheries undergraduates throughout the country, and this is the place where we lived our dream as a proud CIFian, where we spent most lovable and cherished moment of our life. This is the place which molded us and set our career pathway. Now, let's watch the memoir that will take us down the memory lane to relive those happy moments.
पुराने एल्बम में छुपा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन, गुल्लक में बड़ी चवन्नी सी बचा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन। ना किसी मंजिल की फिक्र थी, जिंदगी जीने की उम्र थी, दोस्ती और दोस्तों से उधार के दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन और दोस्तों से उधार के दिल थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन 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 थे। बिगड़े हुए इंसान थे, शैतान की संतान थे, लेकिन ब्रदर जो भी कहो, वो यारी तो जानते, कॉलेज की कुड़ी से मैंने आंखें चार के ढूंढे, आए जिंदगी में मेरे प्यार के दिल थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे। अपने वतन जीवन नई जवानी की चढ़ी सी रंगत के अपने वतन।
Thank you, Maya team, for such a wonderful tour of our good old days. I'm pretty sure that majority of our alumnus are in a nostalgic mode now. It's an indication of our love towards our alma mater. We express our love in different ways. One of our alumnus, Mr. Prabhul Burman, he expresses love by composing a song about CIFE. I prefer to call it as our alumni song. Though he belongs to a non-Hindi region, the lyrics and the music wonderfully depicted the beats of his heart. Now, let's rekindle fond and nostalgic moments through his music and those memories. Let's listen our alumni song.
मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। आज हम जो है जो कल होंगे, सब उसका वरदान है। हम CIFE का संतान है, हम CIFE का संतान है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। मुंबई में एक धाम है। बुद्ध है जिन ख्रिस्तियन एक साथ मिल रहते हैं हम, यही तो हमारा शान है। हम CIFE का संतान है, हम CIFE का संतान है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। अब हम जो है या जो कल होंगे सब उसका वरदान है। हम CIFE का संतान है, हम CIFE का संतान है। से है कोई केरल से, कोई बंगाल से तो कोई बिहार से, कोई असम से है कोई केरल से, कोई बंगाल से तो कोई बिहार से। पसंद सबका अलग अलग, एक साथ सबका खान पान है। CIFE का संतान है, CIFE का संतान है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। मुंबई में एक धाम है। मच्छी की अभियान का मच्छा बढ़ेगी देश बढ़ेगा, यही तो हमारा अभिमान है। हम CIFE का संतान है, हम CIFE का संतान है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। अब हम जो है जो कल होंगे सब उसका वरदान है। हम CIFE का संतान है, हम CIFE का संतान है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है। मुंबई में एक धाम है, CIFE उसका नाम है।
While we rejoice our congregation today here, we also deeply miss few members of our CIFE family, including our former director, staff at headquarters and centers, and our beloved student who left for the heavenly abode in the last 2 years. We remember them always, and we cherish the moments when they were with us. They are not with here physically, but their souls are around us, and their memories are etched in our minds forever. CIFE alumni offer a heartfelt tribute to all of them. sad moments are followed by some happy moments. On this auspicious occasion, alumni of CIFE is congratulating Dr. S. Ayyappan, former director of ICR CIFE, for bagging the prestigious Padma Shri Award. And we are proud of you, sir. We are really, really proud of you, sir. Indeed, it's the proudest moment for Indian fisheries fraternity. Now I welcome Dr. Chaida sir, President CIFE Alumni Association, for his welcome address.
A very good evening to all of you. Most respected Dr. J.K. Jena, DDG Fisheries, I, on behalf of CIFE Alumni Association, as well as on my behalf, sir, I welcome you today in this evening. And I think always your presence has made us proud and given us the direction. Hope today's meeting will be fruitful under your guidance. So please give us direction. Thank you very much. I welcome once again, sir. I welcome Dr. A.K. Pal, sir, ex-director, who has always been a guiding force to all the students. So welcome you, sir, and I hope your presence will inspire and guide the students. I welcome our old friend, Dr. Langer, is a very senior person, senior alumni who is with us. Thank you very much, and I welcome you for sparing your time and being with us. Thank you. Welcome. I welcome our esteemed colleague, Director, Dr. Ravi Shankarji, who is encouraging and inspiring us, under whose guidance we are able to plan this program. So I hope that this is going to be a successful moment. I welcome my dear colleagues, my friends, my classmates, Mr. Aditya Kalle, who has worked for almost 35 years in Hindustan Livers, Tatas, and many more in export-oriented agencies, and has retired as Associate Director. I welcome Aditya. So just reminding all those memories in CIFE. I welcome Mr. Sanand Puranik, who is the owner of Bluefin Frozen Fruits, and he is the owner, and he has the turnover over 150 crores, and he has employed 300 employees. So we are really proud of you. So thank you for coming, and I welcome for this meeting. I welcome all my alma mater who has joined through online. I welcome Venu, I welcome Krishnan, and many all friends. Welcome you all to this, and I hope your participation will be fruitful in this evening. I welcome Dr. Swai Saras, Director, who is also one of our alumni. So we are really proud of you. Today we are with us, so thank you for coming, as well as I welcome you in this meeting. I welcome all my seniors and CIFE alumni, PGSSU students, all my family members, all faculty members for their presence. I feel this is a great moment for all of us, and today's evening is going to be a great evening and will be remembered throughout. We are going to do something, and we are going to plan some of the roadmap for future. So with this, I welcome each one of you who are present physically, as well as they are all present through online. And I think let's hope that this evening is going to be very, very fruitful. With this, I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our most vibrant and active director, Dr. C.N. Ravi Shankar, to deliver his presidential address. You can talk 2 words, sir.
Sorry, I was not prepared. Any good evening to everyone. Most respected Jana Sahab, and all the alumni, very successful alumni. And of course, I have not studied here, but still I am part of your family. So thank you for accepting me as one of your alumni. On this occasion, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for making the convocation function a grand success. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to all the faculty, all the staff, all the students, all our invited guests,
Minister, Honorable DG, MLA, MP, Jana Sahab, everyone. It was a very memorable function for me, being the first convocation. Thank you for giving so much of support, cooperation for making that a grand success. I think there is no plan to speak now. So once again, I compliment the Alumni Association, Dr. Chedda and all the office bearers, because Alumni Association is a very, very important. Because if you are thinking today, what the minister was telling, you just recall all the talented students who are graduating, going out of this institution. I always say that they are our brand ambassadors wherever they go, whether they are in academics, whether they are in research, whether they are in industry, whether they are starting their own entrepreneurship, wherever they are, whatever they do, they carry all the legacy of this institution. So you're all, wherever you are, once again, I welcome all those who have joined online. Thank you for joining. And we are looking forward a lot of support from you people, okay? So wherever you are, this is your, home. So welcome to your home. And also, what we are looking at is, all the alumni, all the faculty here, the students, we all, should have a clear roadmap. What minister was telling, even on our way back in the airport, he was talking so much about entrepreneurship. With the DG also, he was telling something. So there is, a lot of expectation from CIFE. I'm sure all of you will, join hands together with all our successful alumni. So because, they are the people, they're already successful somewhere. So they are the, mentors for you, all the students who are graduating, who are going out of this institution. So let us hear from them, how they are successful, what they can do for us, what we can do with them. So that's what is this alumni meet is about. So thank you for the opportunity for me to speak. And we are looking forward for a very fruitful session today. Once again, thank you. Welcome to this meeting. And once again, thank you for making the convocation event a grand success. I just wanted to personally thank everyone for this. Thank you.
Yes, it's on. Sir.
Thank you, sir, for your nice and encouraging words. We assure you that as alumni of CIFE, will strive hard to realize your dreams, and under your able leadership, will be able to do that definitely. With this, we come to a close of the inaugural program, and now I request Dr. Rupam Sharma to proceed with the technical session on CIFE Global.
Thank you, Manjusha. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, all of you friends. Yeah, it is so nice to see see you all, and also our alumni friends who have joined virtually from different parts of the globe. Our alumni has made CIFE proud and established themselves in their respective fields. Their success stories are an inspiration, as our director sir also said. And in this technical session, we will hear from few of our eminent alumni friends who has established themselves in their respective fields, and that will be an inspiration for our young student friends. And each speaker will be given around 5 to 10 minutes. First of all, I invite Mr. Venugopal Chepur to speak on the topic career resilience and fulfillment. Mr. Venugopal, he completed his DFSC from CIFE in 1984-86. He is also an MBA in marketing and finance. A foremost believer in continued learning, Mr. Chepur has completed leadership course from Cornell University and IBM Institute of Business Value. He has worked for some of the world-class organizations, including Big Four, Fortune 500, the UN, the World Bank, etc., both in leadership and consulting roles. He built 2 seafood business ground ups, lead market creation for tech, food, finance, and consumer products in emerging and global markets. He has coached over 700 professionals and entrepreneurs globally. Sir, it's very nice to see you here, and we welcome you, sir. It's over to you.
Please unmute.
Please unmute, sir. Venugopal, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, first of all, thank you so much for organizing this. Cheda, thank you so much. He's my batchmate. The first correction I would like to make is I'm not from 84 to 86. It is 82 to 84. I also see my batchmates Aditya Kalle and Sunil Puranik right there sitting. Hey guys, how are you? So anyway, this is alumni, so I want to go easy on not like a presentation kind of thing. Let's exchange some good views here. And thanks for the kind words, Dr. Rupam, so kind of you. And again, before I start on the subject, that is the Jnanalaya, as I said in the song. So all the gurus who are sitting, pronounced right from here. These are always gurus. So I've been asked to talk about career resilience and fulfillment. Been actually coaching on these subjects, how to preparing graduates essentially who came over to the US doing MS and other studies. I run into a lot of people, particularly Indians, and then Americans, Brits, Italians, Moroccans, all over. And I've been coaching them for preparing them for life. It is a comprehensive preparation. It has a business acumen, technology acumen, and self-awareness, some of spiritual and understanding what is career fulfillment and resilience. I've been doing this for about 16 years. I've coached several hundreds of people. Now I turned this into an edutech company as well recently, which has been my passion as well. So what I would like to do is I probably might exceed about 2 minutes of what I've been given to. So I just be very conscious because everybody has to cover. There's so many pundits sitting there. I would like to listen to them as well. So first of all, I would like to take the help of a slide, and then I want to play a video. So if that is okay. So let me show you the video, and first of all, share my screen. Let me do that. Yes, share. Tell me if you can see my screen. Can you? Yes, it's there. Okay. So as you can see, resilience sits on 4 pillars. First is foundational acumen. This is what I coach. It has both the business acumen and a technology acumen. What business acumen in a brief, in a nutshell, is how the business creates value and how it monetizes that value. That's what his business acumen is all about, fundamentally. And then the technology acumen is today, technology, particularly information technology, is all pervading. It's all pervading. So every business, every endeavor, every process, every workflow, everything runs on information technology.
Please go to slides with more.
Which technologies actually support a business, any function for that matter. And we need to understand that before you enter the premises and really to be able to create value, work with others. So foundational technology acumen is very essential. That's number one. Second pillar is the growth mindset. Growth mindset has 2 components there, where is a commitment to continuous learning. We need to continuously learn because disruption today is a new normal. Every day, every month, every year, what was there previous year, you don't see this year. And most of the successful companies in the world, you take Amazon or Facebook or Google, including IBM, Apple, all these companies, what I found, they review their business models every 3 months. Can you believe it? Every 3 months. So what they literally do is that if any product or service is not going to be profitable in the future, in the next year, they simply ruthlessly drop it off and then they change the business model. So with that kind of change which is constant, we got to have that commitment to continuous learning. And then the second pillar of this growth mindset is passion to grow. Do something meaningful that really gives you pleasure, happiness, and the joy from within. That's what we need to have. The third pillar is professional versatility. See, what means is that you've been working on certain setup. For example, in a fisheries world, you've been working on a hatchery, and if you really move to a farm situation, how do you really cope with that? How do you relate, and what you really know, how can you relate, and how to contextualize what you have to do? So different functions, two different departments. What they do is so different. So what kind of a relation or what kind of a contextualization can you bring up to your job? What would your capabilities, and then you really create value, and so that you become a value creator in the setup. And the fourth one is higher purpose. This has again the two components there. One is, in fact, it is more of a spiritual outlook. What is the self-awareness? Who am I? What I want to do here? Why did I come? My parents educated me so much. I've been blessed so much. What I want to really accomplish in my life? I've been so blessed. So that is a kind of self-awareness you should have. Everybody should have. And then redefine the success. We our communities or our societies have grown defining success as something like, in American style, we say millions and mansions and Mercedes. So they say not running after that. Of course, you got to make money, you got to be successful, you got to create all the comforts for you and your family. But nevertheless, if you really realize this is your journey, you start at point A and end up in a point Z. What does that really means? And that you got to really understand. So redefine your own success, what exactly it means to you. That's what the career resilience sits on. If you don't have these components understood properly, whenever you have a setback, you really go down, and then very very hard for you to get up again and run. So that kind of the capability, the ability to face the setbacks in life, in career, in jobs, and whatever journey that you really seek out as part of your career, that really, if you want to have these are the four pillars you need to have. So this is what I want to explain through the slide. And then quickly, the second slide is when you're talking about learn, there are three components: learnability, learning agility, and adaptability. Learnability is something like if you are to go to the work, you need to be able to drive up the car, at least. That's a fundamental thing. If you can't use your laptop, how can somebody teach you information technology? If you have to have the foundations first. And then learning agility, that kind of a passion. You are equipped, you know everything, but something new comes up, the agility to jump at, learn it. That's the kind of agility you need. And the third is adaptability, where I talked about the relevance, how do you relate to the new situations and how do you contextualize. That's what it is. So now I asked Dr. Rupam if I can play a video which I created. I created two different courses. In fact, I also recreated them in Arabic now. It's an edutech company, but this is what I created 2.5 years ago. And I would like to play that videos with your permission. Quickly, the idea is to give back something to you guys, whatever I can. And then in fact, in this slide, my contact information is right there. I will be more than happy to assist you. You're my family, extended family, or my family, and my roots are there. So it's not about me. I'm one among you. So anytime you need any assistance, please feel free to reach out to me. And Dr. Chedda has some information. Dr. Rupam has my information as well. I also shared my bio. And one more, as I said, I come from 84 batch. So the videos are, one second, I'm just playing it. Can you just tell me if you can see them properly?
What is career fulfillment?
No, you have shared your PPT, you have to share your desktop, then only the video will be seen.
Oh, okay, one second.
Unshare and then please share the desktop access.
Share my desktop. I think I...
First unshare.
Where is that?
Yeah. Now share your desktop.
Oh, there's something called
Share your screen. Screen.
This is here it is. Okay.
What is career fulfillment? There are many reasons why we work, but primary reasons for working are money, status, or purpose. And career fulfilling reasons may be one or all of these together. Purpose-oriented professionals prefer what make their careers fulfilling to money or status or advancement. A recent research by LinkedIn shows 37% of LinkedIn members globally are purpose-oriented, which means that they balance their job to align with work that matters to them. Career fulfillment is all about making your career in what makes it meaningful for you. So, it is all your efforts to find out what makes it meaningful for you, and it's not easy. Because only you will know what you love to do, and what is aligned with that is you. Yes, these are two different things. For example, you may love writing articles, but you may not like to pursue a career as a writer. Since you like to be somebody else, that springs from your core identity, the essence of who you are. So far in this course, you have learned about business IT, holistic application, and guidance on career development. The objective of this lesson is to help trigger your thoughts, to allow yourself to think beyond the challenge of getting a job, and attempt to discover what makes your career fulfilling, and ask you to create goals and purposes for your career and a higher purpose for your life. So first, let's see briefly what our goal, objective, purpose, and higher purpose. A goal is a target that you strive to achieve. An objective is the result of specific actions aimed to achieve. A purpose is the reason for achieving something or getting done. A higher purpose is a purpose with a strong cause that is greater than you, that drives you to do it from the heart, courage to ignore usual caution if needed, and has the ability to turn your career and your life driven by that purpose. Now, let's view the following to understand what makes career fulfilling. 1. Realize your potential. Many people think they are victims of their own career choice. Despite their accomplishments, they suffer from lack of satisfaction and career fulfillment, and they often fail to realize their own potential. So, it is important to ask questions such as, am I reaching my true potential in my career? Which is different from asking, am I getting the right amount of salary? Read this great saying by President Obama on realizing one's potential. Focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a certain poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself. Because it's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. Also, look at another great
What happened? Hello?
Sir, I think it's not working.
No, I think it should be working from here. It's been working.
It was, now it is stopped.
Can you check the bandwidth for that?
No, that's fine, but it's not, it's not enough. think you can explain, sir, like.
This is because I played it this morning a couple of times and it worked well. So I should be okay, but I don't know, unless the bandwidth has an issue from there.
Another great saying by James Russell Lowell: not failure, but low aim is crime. 2. Career driven by goals. If nothing, having goal itself is very helpful as opposed to not having one. Let's you value most. This is one way to realize your true great potential. Most of us tend to mistake goals for purposes. A goal is a measurable achievement in a given to view things and situations differently as you set to achieve it. For example, a loss of a job may appear small and short-term setback and cease to bother you as much when you are determined to make a career in an industry. Rise to the position of a top executive or a CEO in your career. Then you tend to take the challenges in your stride with a sense of temporary inconvenience or obstacle, as opposed to losing hope and getting derailed from the direction of achieving your goals. You improve your resilience to face challenges. You may change your goals and purpose too as you move along in your career, but certainty of your goal will help you stay the course, and that's an immense benefit you give to yourself. Remember, to have a goal does not mean you are unhappy with what you have and where you are in your career now, but it is the clarity of where you want to go and direction that would help. Number 3, career driven by values. Every job has both economic and emotional value, driven by extrinsic and intrinsic values respectively. Some choose only one over the other, but quite a few tend to opt for jobs that offer both. Extrinsic values comprise salary, bonus money and promotion, which may be more tangible than the intrinsic ones, and those that can be subject to much social comparison. Extrinsic values do support to an extent of avoiding dissatisfaction about the job. Intrinsic values are your emotional satisfaction by being there in a job, by doing it. The moral value of doing it gives more job satisfaction day after day, week after week. For example, a lawyer and a teacher may not be equal economically, but moral value of teacher job may offer more value than the lawyer job. But what eventually drives your career is its importance to your core, the inside of you, beyond money and title, and not just considering only those extrinsic ones.
Recording in progress.
Career driven by purpose. In everything we do, we like to see significance and meaning, because there is a sense of contribution and making a difference. So it depends more on why, rather than what, when you do your job. This feeling of making a difference is what makes the purpose of your job and makes it purpose driven. This purpose orientation directly impacts your performance at work, where your energy and effort meets someone else's need. So remember, the sense of giving and making difference is the key. For example, if you say, I want to help sick people feel better. So, if this is your passion that excites you, then you may pursue training in nursing, or set up your own patient service business, or chose to work in a hospital as an employee. You have a purpose-driven career. So a job may help you find the channel through which you can solve your favorite problems and make your job purposeful and your career fulfilling. A quick word on passion. Passion is critical to reaching your potential, but it is a feeling, so it may change with time, age, and experience. You may realize you have lost your passion or find it challenging, no more enjoying, or even boring. So be open and willing to change to seek new opportunities to make your career more fulfilling. Let's continue to learn career fulfillment and higher purpose for life in the next lesson, Part B.
All right, can you hear me now? Because I think I don't want to exceed the time I've been given because the other speakers are in line, so I'm also curious to listen to them. So it's two parts essentially, and then through this course, we train for a lifetime. We prepare them for a life, and it is all the components that is required: business acumen, technology acumen, resume preparation, how to take an interview, art of conversation, everything. I've been giving it a free service for 16 years, and now I created this course. So any questions, anything, you can please reach out to Dr. Rupam or Dr. Cheda, and I'm here to assist you. Thank you. Dr. Rupam, over to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it was nice, as we already discussed. We might have some a separate session for our students with you, so that will probably help you. Over to you, Pawan.
Thank you.
A very good evening to all. The students who are sitting on the last bench, whether you wanted to come here and talk. So I was sitting on the last row when I was a student. So from that place to this place, the journey, so one of the main person who is responsible for this one and who motivated a lot is Dr. Krishnan. So with these words, I introduce him. So he's a great motivator and excellent researcher, administrator, and his presence makes you a difference. And I'm so lucky. I was so lucky to have him as one of my senior during 2005 to 2008. So he did PhD from CIFE in fish genetics and biotechnology. So before that, he was working as a fisheries teacher in Ministry of Education, Republic of Maldives during 1998-2003. And then he selected for ARS and he worked on ICR, Central Inland Agriculture Research Institution, Cary, Port Blair. And then he worked during 2003 and 2012. That time he did his PhD. So after that, you can see in 2008, he completed his PhD. In 2022, he's heading one of the international research organization, BOBP. He's present, the director of the BOBP. So you can see the amount of hard work, the conviction, and the excellency in each and every aspect of work what he did and he's delivering. So finally, so coming to his contributions, he has done so much of work starting from the DNA vaccine. So he is the person who initiated the DNA vaccine in this work. Sir, just 1 minute. So then, and then also he worked on coastal management, and if most of the researchers and scientists in the ARS, they know his the lectures in the NAM, when he was giving the lectures in the how to formulate the projects and how to execute the projects. So he's received so many awards as a best trainers, and apart from that, he received, even though he is from the south. Yes, and it's the last sentence. As from the south side, he received the Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed Award and Rajendra Prasad Puraskar Award, which is given to South Hindi, and also he is a recipient of Fellow National Academy of Agricultural Sciences. So with these few words, I welcome you, sir. This is indeed my pleasure to invite you over to you. So students, don't miss his lecture. Okay, this will change your life.
Thank you so much, Pawan. Almost not just Pawan, I can imagine like almost all the faculty members there who have been my teachers. They are too liberal in giving praise to all the students. So very good evening, and after very tiring preparation for the most momentous event for any university, the convocation, I am sure like all the faculty members, students who have been behind this entire big show. For the last 2-3 months, should have been very tired and barely waiting for a kind of entertainment in the evening. And I was asking before, like in 6 o'clock, it should be ideal to have some entertainment by a technical session. So still, I thank all the members there, and then respected DDG, respected director, line director, all my teachers over there, friends and students. I just was wondering, like the first small clip that was played that told the whole context of this entire event. Like it told like the education journey and the education institution that ends, but its influence hardly ends. Like it continues in the entire life. So if you reflect like why it so happens, probably what an education institution or an academy or any organization that gives is giving us the competency. And you know, like a competency, it is like knowledge, skill, and attitude. So it is not the knowledge which is really connecting. Certainly that is important. And today, even the speaker, my earlier speaker, and then many of the people who are out here, probably they will not be even directly associated with the fishery sector at all. And even as a case for myself, like I had a stint there for 3 years, specializing in biotechnology. But maybe after that, I had little chance to work on biotechnology. But still, it is not the knowledge, but the skill, and the most important element an organization or institution imparts in us is the attitude. So I owe my attitude to CIFE. It has a deep impact in terms of how I behave. Say, a student from typical Fisheries College, maybe even having a lifetime ambition of having a selfie with most selfies are not there, just to have an opportunity to meet a person of high stature, eminent person in fisheries. But such people will come day in and day out in many functions in CIFE. So what a kind of an opportunity a student gets, and that the confidence it instills in him and the opportunities that open up. So this is one unique feature in which I'm sure, like in terms of instilling attitude, no other organized fisheries institution in our country will be able to give a match. And this is one element which differentiates IITs, VITs from any big best institutions. So this is one big element. But after getting this attitude, I just want to dwell on at least a couple of things related to building right perspectives. But Rupam just asked me to take some points on that. So what I probably will be addressing largely to the fresh people who have taken their graduation certificates today, and then maybe a couple of years or so started their career, how we see education from what we get from an institution. So very often we get too much of pride with the degree that we get, like we are BFSCs, like BFSC pride is there. So are we feeling really right there, like are we feeling like what we have studied is significant, or are we feeling pride because we can do certain things better than others? So this is one element we should see, like only by education, the education that we get in the institution that does not build our personality as our eminence. Many of the people who have made a big day in their career are testimonies. So education is what remains after everything that has been taught is forgotten. So that is the attitude that stays in us. So I'm sure like all of you will be appreciating this. Like if only education is giving us a kind of a specialization, except in India, you will not find a fisheries expert in the rest of the world at all, because nobody studies BFSC outside India. So we are the only people studying 4 years fisheries. So we have to come to terms that education does not give specialization to us. And particularly when we move along and then do a kind of a further narrow, fisheries itself is a specialization in the rest of the world, but we go into almost 14, 15 disciplines in our masters and then PhD and get too much into that. So this is one perspective I wish all of you to consider, validate, and then invite. That is, education gives us an opportunity to test in the higher education, particularly like to set a hypothesis and then test it, validate it, by taking a case study in the subject that we are specializing. So probably a person who is specializing in biotechnology, nutrition, and genetics or breeding, like he may not be an expert just by acquiring a PhD in it. Rather, a person who is building his career working in that is what somebody will be becoming an expert. So this I request all of the young budding scientists who are there just to consider and then validate. And very good example we can take, like what is that? When successful entrepreneurs, when many of you I believe, like for the limited opportunities in the government career, many of you will be going into entrepreneurial career. And I have grown see my seniors coming to fisheries college to preparing them, and everybody complaining like, oh, whatever you are teaching here is totally irrelevant to the industry. Totally, everything is totally out there, different, and then we should be changing. So when somebody, second the perspective in terms of I request you to validate and then just think over this. When we become successful, how to see our alma mater. Whosoever speaks here as a successful person, he is successful or whatever level of success it is because of what he has learned. So again, there is no need to feel like, okay, there has to be a big change happening in the organization. So very often it so happens like somebody who is successful in agriculture or person will say like immediately we should change the syllabus because that is the easiest change that we can bring in. So we may reflect upon this. Education is not the primary one. It is a personality that the CIFE has instilled in each one of us. Many successful people are there. Like Sundar Pichai never studied computer even for one day. Like, he studied metallurgy, material science, management. He was not studying anything related to computers. Subramanian Swamy, like he studied mathematics, statistics, and economics, but he has defeated Ramjit Talani in many cases. So our expertise and expertise is not through education, it is only through practice. So I request all the youngsters who have with the glowing glee with their certificates, having specialized, having won many awards, all the achievements are worth cherishing and then worth having on our heart. But this is now we start entering into the career, work, and then acquire specialization. So this is where you are going to work, and whatever area that we will be working, we will be getting the specialization. And last point, I just want to again consider, validate a kind of a perspective like how the changing scenario in education is going to confront you when you start your career, when you are almost in the mid of your career, say 10 years down the line. The graduates who will come and face you as your juniors will not be undergoing the same education that we have today. So they probably will be the first generation products of the new education policy that is that the government of India is implementing. So very simply, the one major tenet of this new education policy is like multidisciplinarity. And in terms of multidisciplinarity, sometimes it is seen in a very simplistic term like say Madurai Kamaraj University had medicine, engineering, science, all that. That is what is multidisciplinarity. No. Those days, multidiscipline was a kind of an administrative arrangement. Today, the education wants, the policy wants each student to have an opportunity to have multidisciplinary education for himself. So, for example, CIFE can just have an MOU with Mumbai University, and the student here studying something, he can take a course in Mumbai University, and that credit can be integrated here. So CIFE need not have all other disciplines under its roof, but rather CIFE can have an MOU, and then it can students can have multiple courses in different universities. So a student comes out as a multidisciplinary person. So just imagine like when probably we will not be, I will be out by that time. So when this products of new education policy, they come out, all of you who are graduating today, they will be in your mid-career. So it is time like we also orient the value of multidisciplinarity and having a kind of a specialization through our profession and then career work. So I wish all the young grads out there, like I wish you a very, very happy moment, very happy and successful career ahead. And all my teachers, senior faculty members, and all the friends out here, happy evening and then have a great time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you very much, Krishnan sir. Pleasant good evening to all. I hope all the students have enjoyed his talk. So moving on to next, we have an eminent scientist and also an entrepreneur now. So he is an inspiration for all the scientists and even the students of biotechnology division as well as aquatic environment who are involved in molecular sciences. So may I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Sivaranjan Das. He is alumni of CIFE batch 1999-2001. He did his UG from OUOD, College of Fisheries, Odisha. Further, he went to US to get his PhD from Oregon State University. He did his postdoc there and further postdocs in University of Washington. And now later in 2019, he is the co-founder of an prestigious company, Novoclade. So this is an next generation pest control company wherein they involve genetic engineering aspects like a biocontrol mechanism to eradicate the pests like mosquitoes, even the alien fish or invasive species, and even transgenic containment. So I request Dr. Sivaranjan Das to inspire and motivate our students to take this career path. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Really appreciate that I got a chance to speak today. You guys can hear me, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. What I'll do is I'll share my slides here. But before I do that, I just wanted to say that this is more geared towards the students. I understand that students had their graduation day yesterday. If they are thinking about next career move, maybe entrepreneurship is not necessarily the bad choice here. It's kind of an obscure path. Not many people think about it. Even if they do think about it, they have no idea how to pursue it. So I feel I'll just inspire them to this path a bit. Let me see if I can share my screen here. You can see the slides, correct? All right. So, again, thank you very much. So my name is Sivaranjan Das, and I have a small company called Novoclade, which I started a couple of years back, which was part of my research as a scientist. It has nothing to do with fisheries. What I'm going to tell you is how I started this company, or how you can start a company, if you really want to. And that's all this talk is about. All right. So why would somebody want to be an entrepreneur? There are a variety of reasons why somebody would, want to go there. First of all, you are going to be an innovator if you want to start a company, because you are doing something that doesn't exist, right? And create a brand. You want to make money for yourself or for your family. That's and you can have long-lasting impact for the entire generation. If we compare U.S. to India or China, India ranks number 3 in number of unicorns. Unicorns are companies that are valued above $1 billion, which is a lot of money, right? So if you start a company from zero, from nothing, and you raise it all the way to $1 billion, India ranks number 3. About 30 companies were valued at $1 billion after US and China. So just imagine, we have so many more people. We just don't ever think about, starting a company. I never thought about starting a company when I was growing up, or even I was doing my, studies. But people here do think about that. How can they bring a product when there is a need? So that's something. If you think about, you can be successful. And India has so many people. We should be able to do many more things. We don't necessarily have lack of talent or anything. We do have talent. It's not that people in US or China have more talent than in India. It's just that they think about how to market something, how to bring a product, how to innovate things where they don't exist. So that's something you guys have to think about. And the process goes like this. You first have to identify the problem. And that is the most important thing. You have to identify a problem that is really dear to you. You are passionate about solving that problem. It could be, solving, for example, in India, we have a lot of people, so many mouths need to be fed. And so we need to culture fish or whatever in a relatively small amount of space. So maybe we can figure out how to solve that problem, or whatever comes to your mind, whatever you are really passionate about, just think of solving that problem. If you are passionate about it, then you will not be forced to go to work. You'll be happy to go to work. You will really enjoy that. The next part is identifying the risk and eliminating them. A company, when you start from nothing, there are many risks. Can you deliver the product that you think or you are saying you can? Can you market it? Are people going to buy it? You need to identify all of those risks and strategically, scientifically eliminate them one by one, and put them down on a piece of paper or something. Then see which one is more important than others. Maybe few of them don't need to be removed. So you just take down the ones that are really important, de-risk them, and as you de-risk, the value of your company goes up. So people do ask me whenever I give this kind of talk, why should we go into entrepreneurship? Isn't it risky? And I say, what process is not risky? Even walking on a sidewalk is more risky than riding a motorcycle. But we don't necessarily think about it. We think about there is, the better the reward is. So starting a company obviously is risky, but the reward is also higher. And if you are going scientifically about it, you can de-risk things and get the reward at the end. The next part is creating a roadmap, how you go from 0 to 100, and forming a team, networking, etc. What I'll do is just go briefly on one or two. I don't really have much time to talk here. Briefly go over one or two of these aspects, and then maybe take some questions at the end when there is no time limit. So, let's talk about the problem that needs to be solved, and why you want to solve that problem, right? So this is something that has to be really personal to you if you are trying to solve a solution. For me, when I started the company, solving toxicological issues, it was a big problem. Was really personal to me. I wanted to not have toxic impact in the environment from, say, pesticide use or whatever. That's why I developed this solution, biotechnology solution, that you can use to eliminate pests without spraying chemicals. So that's a solution. But then you need to figure out, is that solution really useful? People are using pesticides for a reason, right? People need to get the pests out, and they are used to using it. Why would they go about using my solution? Why is it really? Do they really care as much as I care? Maybe they don't, or maybe they do. So what you have to do is you have to figure out if there is a real path forward for this this venture. And you talk to enough people. You talk to people who are facing the problem. Maybe in my case, it's farmers facing the problem, or it's people or consumers who don't necessarily want pesticides in their fruits or vegetables. So who is driving it? Is it the consumers driving the choice, or is it farmers? So if you talk to the actual stakeholders, then you can form an informed decision based on what you should be doing. So, and this is the key aspect of any company. You have to find a problem. That problem has to be somewhat good problem, a big problem, and has to have a market that is worth solving. If it is a small market size and you spend a lot of money and time to solve it, and it gives you not much return. The next part is you have to create a roadmap how you are going to bring it from point A to point B. It's being made somewhere, and you need to sell it to your customers, right? And you need to figure out all these different parts. You need to eliminate the risk. You need to create the milestones that will step up your values, and you have to estimate the cost that is needed to go from point A to B. And you need to work with everybody involved, the investors, the customers, the people who are going to make it, your employees, to make it work. And let me give a quick example. What happens is you're, in a typical drug industry, this is a roadmap that looks like this. And I think I'm going over my time limit, so I'll just quickly move on and then maybe take questions from people. The only last thing I wanted to mention is there is a lot of financial help that's out there, and people can start companies from, by writing grants and such. If people have, people need help, I would be more than happy to help assistance in finding these resources. These are just snapshots I got from just searching Google, and I know that you can get up to 50 lakhs.
CIFE. He's working as strategic research and technical timeline coordinator at PT Central Protima Prima, Indonesia. After his MFSC, he has moved to pursue his doctorate from Field Science Institute, Zhejiang University, China. And he has experience in working with various aquatic pathogens like WSSV, IMNV, K3, Streptococcus, Vibrio, and EMS. He has also participated in various development of various shrimp feed having antiviral and antibacterial qualities. Now over to Dr. Rajiv Kumar Shah.
Hello, namaste everyone. Thanks, I'm feeling honored in front of all of you. There are now, fishery sector is so huge that, what I would say that what we had prospects 20 years ago, it's completely different now. And I don't think anyone will not have opportunity in this situation. What I would like to suggest to our youngsters, you need to have a mentor who should guide you in the beginning, because when you talk about the private sector or corporate sector, you need a reference. There are very few students, I would say, who could get good position directly in a company without having reference or personal relationship. That is my experience. What I see, even a company like us, CP, if want to hire someone, first we look around and we ask people, do you know someone who can do this job? So it's more on the trust and relationship. So that is one side. Second thing, what actually had helped me, that you need to find out where you can fit yourself and what is the best, demand that time. Like for me, where most of my classmates were going for processing plant, working in processing plant or in the farm, I selected my career in the lab, in the research side, which many companies didn't have that kind of position. So, it was good for me to go and create labs for them, DG Challenge Lab, disease diagnostic labs, these things. And, for me, I was fortunate that I could build more than 16 labs in Indonesia, all over Indonesia. Later on, we also did in Vietnam, China, and some parts in Thailand. Phuket area. So probably I was fortunate, but what I suggest that we have to find out. Now, I give you some clues. You take our hatchery king, Mr. Ravi Kumar is here. You know, hatchery lacks experts. I don't know, Ravi, about you, but what I feel here, in this part, we lack experts. I never see any master or PhD working in a hatchery. Or if you talk about India, you will not see that experts, even the big hatchery companies have experts from Thailand or from Vietnam, or from Taiwan. You don't have experts from India who is, looking all over the hatchery. Then the upper part of hatchery is the maturation, what we call, breeding centers. Even it is our company SIS or other companies, all are from engineering or from veterinary side. You don't have experts who is doing, engineering of shrimp or fish. Very few are from aquaculture. So these are the fields. Then the most significant thing, nutrition. We don't have, good nutritionists, so-called, who are from aquaculture. And why we are not able to develop or enter to those fields. So if you ask me, if you look at the prospects, these are the prospects where we can go. And now the new term, new horizon, what Dr. Manoj Sharma and all other people are starting is the value-added product, which is Jhingalala and other things, where this part or processing plant. So processing plant and this value-added food. This also lacks expertise. We really don't have a person from aquaculture, so many people who really work on this sector. What I see from our perspective, when we are looking for people, you can count on finger that there are, these people, you want to pick up any of them. So these are the fields, and we have our seniors who actually can give jobs to hundreds and thousands of people. When I see Rajan sir or J.V. Tiwari and Manoj sir, so these are the people who have established themselves. So my message would be that we should find out where actually we can fit ourselves, which is the area now, which is hot area, and there are less fight or less expertise there. We can easily get into that side, and we have to develop our manpower. If we talk about India, it should be in that way. Yes, I will try to answer questions if there. So far from me, this much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Jha. Now, I would like to request Dr. Raji Lakshmi for a quick remark from her side. She is R&D Director of Chemin Aqua Sciences. Dr. Raji Lakshmi, please.
Hello everyone. First of all, thank you to all for having me as a part of this event. And pranamam to all my gurus. I see everyone, including Ravi Shankar sir, sitting there. And also hi to my friends. Shiva, he talked already, and I see Ganesh here, and Rubanda, of course. So I actually echo some of the points already that Rajiv has talked about. I think very relevant in the corporate sector. Because I just wonder if the students, the job seekers are really aware of the potential and the opportunities in the corporate sector. Because very recently also we had like 2 vacancies coming up, one in marketing and one in technical. and very good positions, and there was no one from aquaculture coming up for those positions, and we see a lot of veterinarians coming in, and then they get selected. So this is a very recent example, but I see this happening all the time. So I just want to give my own example. As you know, I joined in the corporate sector just after my PhD as a fresher. And so I see this concern from the students that when they are a fresher and when they join the corporate job, they get into very entry-level positions. And that is a fact, because as a fresher, if you are not experienced, you can only get into positions like a trainee or an intern, even with a PhD. But the growth potential is huge. So in my case, within 12 years, I became the Director of Research and Development for a global business unit. So I'm not telling this to show my potential, but then just to give an example that, you know, this is quite possible. Even though if you're joining as an intern or as a trainee, if you have, if you like challenges, if you are somebody who likes to learn new things and highly self-driven and passionate about the job, then the growth potential is immense. There are a lot of possibilities. And so I think it's not very well understood by students that how attractive it is in terms of all, not just I'm talking about the status of the job or the benefits and money that is associated with it, but it is also very attractive in terms of the possibilities, because you will never get bored at a point of time that because you have possibilities of moving like laterally across the organization. If you are really had enough of doing say for example marketing, you may go into sales, or you can move to another location, or you can also have several that's what I would like to say, and I would like to see more and more of our own colleagues coming and joining into corporate sector, because it actually disappoints me seeing that a lot. We don't get any qualified professionals into these jobs, just as what Raj was talking about.
Thank you. Thank you, Raji, and thank you, Rajiv. And I hope our students have noted down that what are the prospects in corporate sectors. Now, moving ahead, I'm delighted to invite now my brother-like friend, Dr. Ganesh Kumar, to interact with our students. He completed PhD from Arkansas University. Presently, he is working as assistant professor in Mississippi State University, USA, and he has also awarded with the Distinguished Early given by US Aquaculture Authority. So it's over to you, Ganesh.
Can everybody see me and hear?
Yeah.
Thank you, Rupamda. It's been a blessing being part of CIFE alumni. I'm Ganesh from 1999, 2001 batch. I can see some of your familiar faces like Dr. Asha Dangre, Babida there, Rupam, of course, and some of my teachers, Dr. Paul. But glad to be here. First of all, I'm working as an associate professor at Mississippi State University, which is one of the largest land-grant universities in the United States. So Dr. Rupamda was actually in the United States. So Dr. Rupamda was actually asking me to speak about what are some of the important steps in getting into overseas labs as far as students are concerned. Yes, our learning never ends. There is a very critical difference between how we do research and teaching in a conventional institution like CIFE or any other state institutions, agriculture institutions in India, and compared to a lab. I can speak from labs in land grant institutions in the United States. It's very different because you may not have a choice to do what you want to do in many of these cases when you come to United States, because the problems are already defined for you. There is no choice if you want to go to a nutrition field. Nutrition and biotechnology and probably molecular biology are the most popular ones as far as students are concerned. To United States entry whenever they come in, and they may have some desktop kind of a chance to work on a particular PCR assays or something. But when it comes to field like ours, I'm basically an economist. I had my master's in inland aquaculture, worked with Dr. C.S. Purushothaman in probiotics. But I'm working as an economist. So that's what I want to say. Your learning and your career can take different paths when you come to United States. My passion was somehow related with shrimp, and I jumped into immediately after my master's. I jumped into CP, like Rajiv. So I worked there for almost 4 years. Then I worked for Cargill Foods for about 1 year, and then I understood the difficulty of running around at 50 degrees Celsius in Andhra was really tough. So my passion for academics was actually triggered by some of my classmates. You should still go into academics, and that's how I ended up GRE and TOEFL and all those things that many of you are already aspiring for. You continuously learn. That's what I really want to say when you are in academics in the United States. It's very different. It's mission oriented. Problem statements are defined after listening to your stakeholders, not by the scientists. So that's very, very different when you see some of the very crazy papers when you read. I mean, there is a reason why those papers are like that, because the fundamental problems are coming mainly from a land grant mission that is stakeholder oriented. And also, you never stop if you are passionate about aquaculture in general, which many of our CIFEs comes to United States and change career path. There are only very few guys who are still sticking on to aquaculture or fisheries related work. If you see, I mean, Subaranjan is an example for that. He studied MFSC, partly PhD over there, and then jumped to a completely different, and look where he is. So there's nothing wrong in it. So if you are wanting to have an academic career in aquaculture, United States and Europe are some of the places. Nowadays, Korea, Japan, Thailand, all are good places to have higher education. I've been given some more questions. Is it cheap to study abroad? I mean, of course. I mean, initial ticket itself is going to be expensive, right? So you have to plan for sometimes. You have to write your GREs and TOEFL. It's almost a must. When we were all graduate students at CIFE, it was a very, very difficult path. There was nothing there. There was no coaching center. The only guy that was a Barron's guy, Barron's, B-A-R-R-O-N, Barron's guy. But nowadays you have even coaching online and different kinds of things that you can take and get. And GRE is just not a critical step anymore. It's just a mandate to get into graduate schools in the United States. So, of course, you have to have passion, especially when it comes to PhD, because that's your last chance. Your degree or what's so-called academic training ends literally down there. Yeah, you still learn, but no more in paper. So, if you want to become a PhD, you choose your field very, very carefully. Because if you want to be in academic, because that's final transcript that's what in US language it's called as terminal degree. It is the last one. You need to be carefully picking up your area. Unlike what I did, I played around in inland aquaculture, a bit of nutrition, a bit of marketing, then again did a master's in marketing. So that was nomadic journey. You don't have to do that. CIFE trains you to go directly into PhD or directly into postdoctoral works. So academic is a great field, but not for everybody. And it's a strenuous field. You will literally become 40 by the time you become an academic professor or sometimes in the United States, because it's very, very competitive. There is no aquaculture schools in general. There are 3 or 4. Auburn is one of them. Mississippi State is one of them, but that's not the field. Examples are right in front of you. People like Shivaranjan, you don't really have to stick on to aquaculture. There's nothing wrong in moving around. My wife itself is an alumni from CIFE. She's migrated to medical field, and now she's using those tools and coming back to aquaculture. She's a student of Dr. Pani Prasad. So it's pretty much the same things that they learn in CIFE, but it's much more advanced, but the basics are all being put down there at CIFE. So if you have any questions, I don't have all the answers. I'm just getting into the field of academics by myself, so welcome to the United States if you want.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesh. We will have introduction after the session. And now I will request Dr. Sundarai to give a quick remark on it. Dr. Sundarai?
Yeah.
He is CIFE alumni, DFSC 90-94 batch.
Yeah, good evening, Rupam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. DD sir, Director Dr. Ravi Shankar, Joint Director Dr. Sahu, all my teachers and alumni. I think they are respected my time. I will be just taking hardly 40 to 50 seconds. Like what Ganesh told, I will be agree with you, but if you look into the perspective of going abroad, whether you can look Europe, Asia or USA, because I was trained in Japan, and I just want to tell you one thing, that today's generation, they talk about next generation communication. When I went to Japan, I had to travel to Calcutta to send a mail, right? So the point is, you need to be very smart enough to think about where you want to go. And specifically, I tell you, if you are planning to go to China, Japan, Korea, or Vietnam, see that you enjoy the language, enjoy the culture, and take science, right? So science will be much more better when you, like what Ganesh told, the problems are already defined, right? So Japan also same thing like that. You need to align yourself into the respective institutes or university program. So since they have told the time restriction, what my last point would be, always the overseas labs are not always the resting, right? You can have the same equal research in India also. But the point is, you can look into for a career as MSc or a PhD or a postdoc or a visiting fellow. So take Indian science to abroad and bring back all your knowledge and expertise to bring back to India. So once again, congratulations to all those who today got this convocation degree. Once again, thank you all of you for giving me that. Thank you very much, Dr. Rupam and the director and joint director. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker is an alumni of CIFE, MFSC 2014-16 batch. She completed a PhD in Veterinary Science, Chemistry and Toxinology Research Group, Norwegian Veterinary Institute, Norway. She is presently pursuing postdoc in Nofima, Norway. Today, she'll be sharing the top tips that the students can imbibe and attain their goals for pursuing higher education abroad and change their lives. With great pleasure, I welcome Dr. Amrita Joni to inspire our students and to plan their journey for their academic career. Thank you.
Thank you, Janana. Actually, I didn't hear anything. The sound was breaking, but I hope you said something nice. Thank you so much. And yeah, so it's so nice to meet your CIFE family after a long time. And I must say I'm honored, actually, to be invited to speak with you today. So I'm Amrita, alumna of 14-16 batch. I completed my master's in Japanese genetics and reading, but after that, I just totally shifted from genetics. So as Rajiv sir said, we have to find our own. We have to try to fit ourselves where there's opportunity. So that was my last contact with genetics. But now I found a PhD in Norway with Norwegian fellowship from Postcomplex Norway, and then I chose to stay back. And now I'm currently employed as a postdoctoral researcher in Nofima. At least genetic people might have heard about Nofima. It was previously called Ecofox Genetics. So it's a leading research institute for food, fisheries, and aquaculture. And I think in my institute has its previous collaboration with CIFE, but no more, I think. So it's got been a few years since I graduated. I'm not aware of the developments taking place there now, but I know things have developed quite a lot because I see many students coming here, visiting labs, participating in conferences, increasing their international networking, so which is all nice. And due to short of time, I'll just jump into the topic. The topic is global versus CIFE students. So I like to put it into other words, like what is, based on my experience, what is the benefit of being a CIFE student after you graduate and try to compete with other global students? My experience is more from the Schengen country like Norway, and it's just my personal views, so no offense. So the first thing I like to say is during the interview, this is what I encountered. The interview is the most crucial part to get into anything. So if you are applying for a position in a fish-related job, there will be at least 2 or 3 fish people there in the interview panel. And for sure, they might have heard IPA or CIFE. They might have some friends or colleagues or some ongoing projects or at least few students. So it's always easy to keep the conversation going and create a friendly ambience and discuss a little bit about the institute and so on. So I personally feel it always makes it always helps me to make a big impression on the interview panel. So CIFE I always felt as a good brand name, which will help us to get into a good next level of education. And of course, then I feel when we compare CIFE students to other global students, it's the multitasking ability. Of course, we have an intensive course, quite intensive, and also we have this deadline, 1 year of research, especially for masters. So it's the course is intensive, so we are trained to finish or pass, get the grades or get good marks and finish the research within deadlines. So we are actually trained to be in a such intensive environment. So getting a PhD abroad or doing a PhD will be just like a piece of cake. So I felt it as a very good training before we came to the international lab. Well, before this talk, when I saw questions from Google, so I just quickly went around to ask senior scientists what they felt about Indian students or CIFE students. So one of the comments from them were, actually it was the same. They all said that students have a good presentation ability, the skills like to present themselves and to present the topic and to get more projects. This talent was very, very unique and we were quite superior compared to other students. Well, I think they all said the same, so it must be really true, very free. And then I must say we have learned a lot. Actually, there is due to our courses, actually it has its benefits and also has its drawbacks because I'll just go with the positive side first. So as we have hands-on experience or quite many number of courses during our period in CIFE, we are able to think a lot outside the box. We are able to connect or go to expand our scope of the project and get into interdisciplinary areas. So in that way, all the courses or all this information, the broad information will have a student, which is actually a benefit because other students does not have that. They are quite at least in Norway, masters, it's quite flexible. They don't have to take many courses. They can take it in one spring or in the next semester or the semester after, or they can even cut short their courses, just go with a few number of mandatory courses and increase their research period. So most students, they just go for internship in the industry or research institutes and they increase their networking, get into more projects, and their masters is like 3 jobs, 4 jobs. So right after the masters, they get the job in the industry. So when such a student, such an international student comes, along with a student from India after PhD with so much experience, there's a high chance for other one getting recruited because they have experience with the industry and they have collaboration. they even bring in some funds from the previous project. Yeah, but we have our hands-on training and we have much knowledge on interdisciplinary areas, so it might help. It needs a bit more push, but it might help in a long run. And then, yeah, the question was lab facilities. Is it better as well? Well, I don't think so. It's the same all everywhere. It's very good in CIFE. So I don't see much difference in lab facilities. That's why it really depends on which institute you're applying for, which institute or in which area you're working with. Otherwise, I don't see much difference. But I must say that it's not, sometimes in a fish-related field, it's not easier to work abroad because a student or a young scientist, we have to only think about research. So we put most of our time into real topics, the hardcore research. You don't have to think much about who's feeding in the lab or what kind of maintenance is correct because they're best done by another people and that's their job. So we can really focus on core research. So the stress is much less. Maybe the situation has changed. My knowledge is dates back in 2017. So it's much stress-free here. And I'm afraid I will be turning to some problems regarding CIFE because we don't have a license in India. So even though we are fisheries graduates, we have BSSC, MSSC, but still when I came to Norway, I didn't have a proper license. So I must wait a little bit until I take a separate course regarding ethics and welfare and then get into, and only then I was allowed to practice. So this license problem is a big issue, but slowly maybe everybody will bring in such a certificate course.
Thank you.
Actually, so I'm glad to be a part of CIFE because I'm quite, after my master's degree, I'm quite an independent researcher and also self-discipline, and it's always pleasure. It's always nice to meet with or work with pleasant and self-disciplined researchers here. So I'm quite happy and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, all the speakers, and it was really we could feel how CIFE is globally present. Now with this we've completed this technical session. Now for next session I invite Neha.
Thank you, Rupam sir. So now we have to start a session which is CIFE Shark Pool. So Honorable DDG sir, Dr. J.K. Jena, respected dignitaries, faculty, staff, all the alumni present online and offline, and our today's chief guests of this program, that is our 4 sharks, students, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I, Neha Qureshi, would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this very innovative event, which is ICAR CIFE's Shark Pool. So the whole concept of this is inspired from a very interesting and trending business reality show, which is Shark Tank India. The show is an Indian adaptation of the popular American reality show that is Shark Tank. It depicts entrepreneurs giving pitches to a panel of investors or sharks who determine whether or not to invest in their business. On similar lines, we have conceptualized this event with the aim to inculcate the spirit of entrepreneurship among our students and give them a platform to express their ideas. To give more details on the theme of the program, I request Dr. N.P. Sahu, Joint Director ICAR CIFE, to introduce the theme of the program.
Very good evening, all of you, respected DDG, Dr. J.K. Jena, all our Dr. Saraswati, Director, CIFE, Dr. Chadda, all the entrepreneurs present here, and dear students. You know, if you recall the from the morning session, that starting from the Minister's DG, they emphasize for the entrepreneurship development. So we have started this program, introducing this entrepreneurship development program in our course curriculum. So we have introduced 2 credit hours in our curriculum, that the field training and this startup will be optional this time. After that, it will be compulsory. Now after that, if you see the previous program, we have introduced the successful entrepreneurs. They have told you, they explain you how to start the entrepreneurship. Now this program is that the first time we have introduced, as Neha explained, that the concept is taken from the Sony TV, this commercial program that is Shark Tank. That means one side the investors will be there, the other side our students, they will present their concept, that is business plan. So this time, this is only 1 hour program, so there is many requests that this program should be at least 1 day or 2 days, so that entrepreneurship will have access or to have an option to listen from our students about the number of ideas, innovative ideas. I know that our students are very much innovative. That we have seen starting from the last 1 week. They have put all their energy for the food festival. Tomorrow we can able to see that what type of innovation they are putting for the food festival. But today, at least we could able to that is motivate 6 group of students coming up with their business plan. They will explain here. The explanation itself, we expect that it should be in an innovative way. And the other side, the shark, which are the investors. Of course, this time very quickly we could find only 4 investors. And considering the constraint of time, we could not go for more investors, but in future program, we will go for more investors. So let's see how students are going to explain their innovative idea, whether they can able to convince the investors or not. But anyway, for the students, there will be a prize from Agri-Business Incubator where Dr. Nayak is looking after, so that 5,000 rupees will be given from CIFE for the best plan. So this is the way how we are introduced first time this program. This is the innovative program. If it will be successful, then in coming years it will be full the program. Thank you, Neha. I think that you should introduce the SARC and our students.
Thank you, sir. So now it's time to introduce our sharks to the audience. We are very fortunate to have among us 4 very renowned people having ground level experience in aquaculture and fisheries. So let me introduce them one by one. The first shark is Mr. Gangesh Kumar Verma, an alumnus of College of Fisheries, Mangalore, India 1976-1980 batch, a serial entrepreneur, inventor and seafood industry professional with over 42 years of senior management and diversified technology commercial startup and founding business experience in China, India, Hong Kong, UK and USA. He has founded Ocean Fresh Foods back in 1989 in erstwhile Calcutta as processor and exporter of frozen seafood. In 2011, it has morphed into Verma Ocean Product Private Limited. He has also founded Global Night Food Tech Inc. in 1991 in New Jersey, USA. He is also founder and pioneer of Seafood Exclusive QSR System in Connecticut, USA in 2007. Co-founder of Kytopure in Baltimore, USA in 2016. Co-founder of Quest Bioorganics Private Limited in Kolkata in 2021. Currently, he is an advisor of Verma Capital, New York, USA, a private equity investment company operating in disruptive e-commerce technologies and health and wellness technology space. We welcome you, sir. Next shark is Mr. Yogesh Gupta. He is the managing director of Mega Mora Private Limited, a renowned seafood processing plant in eastern India. His company has been awarded numerous awards over the past 10 years in their field of operation, including the recent India's Top Exporter MSME 2021, awarded by Economic Times Rise, Leading SME of India, awarded by Dun & Bradstreet 2021, winner, Food Processing and Agro Product Sector by Dun & Bradstreet 2021, and winner of Gold Trophy Export House twice from FIEO and ER. He was a past Vice President of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. He is the National Managing Committee member of Federation of Indian Export Organizations, New Delhi. We welcome you, sir. Next, we have our own alumni, Mr. Srinivas Mohanty. He did his BFSc from College of Fisheries, Odisha, University of Agriculture and Technology, Bhubaneswar. Then he did his Masters in Fishery Science from CIFE, Mumbai. Presently heading the technical division of Avanti Feeds Limited as General Manager, Technical and Marketing. He is having 28 years of experience in feed marketing and farmers extension services in India. He has hands-on experience on varied culture practices,
aquaculture conditions, geographical and climatic conditions of Indian shrimp aquaculture. He has expertise on water quality in aquaculture and disease diagnostic of shrimp. We welcome you, sir. Next, we have Mr. Ravi Kumar Yalanki, Managing Director, Vaisakhi Biomarine Private Limited, Vaisakhi Bio Resources Private Limited. For more than 20 years, Mr. Ravi Kumar Yalanki has been familiar with the hatchery operations in India. Remarkably, through his numerous written papers and publications, he has shared his experiences and knowledge concerning shrimp hatchery sphere, such as the management and its role in changing environment. Today, he concentrates his awareness on building sustainable strategies for Indian shrimp aquaculture. He also happens to be the president of All India Shrimp Hatchery Association and immediate past president of Society of Agricultural Professionals, which is SAP. We welcome you, sir. Now, with the introduction of the sharks, it's time to introduce our pitchers to you. So, for our students, I request them to be prepared to face the sharks and pitch their ideas. All groups will get 2 minutes time to speak, and please stick to your timeline. I am also happy to inform all of you that we have received many ideas from our students and alumni, and we have screened the top 6 out of them. So without much ado, let's call upon our first group, which is led by Mr. Chanakya Naidu and Abuthagir Abirahim, and the title is Aqua Safari.
Good evening, sharks, and good evening, the respected dignitaries. So, I am Chanakya Naidu, and today I am going to give my business model, which we have started around way back in 2019. Due to COVID, it got stopped. So here is the model. How many of you are not satisfied with your stipend, or how many of you want to earn some extra income during your weekends while you are enjoying? So here is the idea. So what we do, according to a recent survey by Times of India 2018, they have assessed. So there is a section of 2 to 5% population of coastal metro cities like Kochi, Chennai, Mumbai, Vizag. So those 2 to 3% people, they want to enjoy their own nature. So instead of going to some exotic places like Goa, Maldives, so they want to rediscover their own nature, but they need some expert. So they want someone to accompany them. Someone to explain the processes, to explain the biodiversity. So here our role came. So what do? We have created an app. Its name is Aqua Safari. So you can see. The scan code there. If you scan that QR code, you will get redirected to an app called Aqua Safari. In that, you can see different kind of activities we have done way back in 2018-2019. Can you show that app?
Can you stand there so that your face is seen on the camera? Okay.
Okay. So what we do, we arrange beach walks, biodiversity talks, mangrove walks around in the coastal cities. We have started in Mumbai, starting from Mumbai, and we have selected 3 beaches. So Zuhu, Gorai, and our primary beach is Chimbai. So we used to get people all around from Mumbai. So what we do, we will offer certain time, and these 3 locations we used to offer. So people used to come, so once the app, so you can see the app. So scroll up. So these are the already what we have done from 2019. So if you scroll, if you open that, there you can see book for Aqua Safari, book for Coastal Safari. So this is divided into 2 parts. So Coastal Safari, here we will take people to coastal walks, beach walks, biodiversity talks, and mangrove walks. And there we will charge, means our pricing is dynamic. There we will charge per hour 100 to 1500, 1000 to 1500. We will charge the family or the group of children. Group of people. Our one more target is, the corporate institutes, they have to spend 2 to 3% of their income as a CSR, corporate social responsibility. And anyhow, they are going to spend for nature, biodiversity assessment, and they will send their employees for beach walks, biodiversity talks. So through NGOs, we used to get these orders, and we will accompany them. So they will give us the location, the time. So we have started with 4 people. So whether we or our juniors who are interested, enthusiastic, and who have the proper knowledge. So we used to send them there. So they will go there, they will accompany them, and they will come back. So one more thing is, like, we have collaborated with the local indigenous fishermen. So once they will start from the low tide, high tide to the low tide, and while going, they will explain all the things, biodiversity, and they will explain about different fascinating organisms, the shrimp, the pistol shrimp, hermit crab, all those things, some striking organisms, features about the beach, all the biodiversity of the beach, the importance, economical, ecological significance of it. And after going to the low tide, there, our what we have collaborated, the fishermen, native fishermen, they will be there ready with their fresh caught fish. So if these people are interested, they can buy the fresh caught fish from them. And if still they are more interested, they can go on a small voyage, like few meters with their family, even the children. So with this, our first part, the coastal safari is over. Then the aqua safari. So what we are planning, we have collaborated with 12 aquaculture farms. So in and around Bayandar, Banduk, Nerul. So what we do, so actually they used to get the income only when they harvest their fish or shrimp. So at what we have talked, so we have taken this idea from the agri-tourism. So already they are having minimum facilities like cottage, the ponds, small boats, feeding boats. So we asked them, can you develop these, or can you improve what you are having, the cottage facilities or the infrastructure facilities? So if you can improve your the accommodation facilities, and if you can improve the activities, if you can arrange some activities, people will come. So there are certain section of people, as I have already told, there are certain section of people who are interested to enjoy in isolated places with their families, some serene locations. So they are interested, they will come there, they will spend the weekends or any weekdays. So they will come there, they will spend the time with their family, and we will arrange some activities for their children, like boating, fishing, and they will have the country food, the raw rustic country food, the Konkan, the Malwani, everything. So this is what we have planned for Mumbai. And during 2019, during the 11 months, we have generated an amount of 1,60,000 for 11 months. So it is approximately equal to 15,000 per month with 4 people. And what we lack a top-class app with a payment gateway. What we lack is the social media, the promotion, the boosting, because we are many people are unaware of us. Only we get these orders or these customers through some NGOs, like the good people, the people of purpose. These NGOs will send some people, okay, here there is a corporate CSR activity, so we are saying we need some people. You go there, accompany them, you do this. So we need to scale up. So for this, we request the sharks an amount of 15 lakhs. So for which we would like to offer an equity of 5%. So we need an amount of 15 lakhs. So for which we would like to offer an equity of 5%. We need this money to develop an excellent app with a payment gateway, and to reach out to the farmers. If they are willing, if they are interested, we can, based on the facilities, we can divide them to deluxe, super deluxe, or staging out to the people, and some social media influencers are the boosters. So we have to be popular. So for this, we request an amount of 15 lakhs, for which we would like to offer an equity of 5%. So it's up to you, sir. Sharks.
Thank you, Chanakya. Now I request our sharks, if they want to ask few questions, or if they have any doubts regarding this idea.
Well, I'm Yogesh Gupta here. Your voices was not very audible, so let me ask you one thing. The idea is very good. What you are trying to do is also a very good thing for the tourists and people. So I was one question to you. Which place did you identify? I could not hear it properly. Which places are you trying to start this activity?
Sir, our target is coastal metro cities like Vizag, Chennai, Kochi, and Mumbai. So here, there are 2 to 3% of population who are interested in rediscovering their own nature. So 2 to 3% in 1 crore or 2 crore, it is a large amount of population. So our target is this section of population. And moreover, now people have the trend, the way of lifestyle have changed. So people want to rediscover their own nature, instead of going and spending on exotic locations, they want to learn something. They want their children to learn something. They want them to aware of environment or something. So they are our targeted population.
There's just one more question. Like in your first page, you have written that you will plan out some activities for the students. So what kind of activities do you think they would be interested in? They would like to come and take your tour?
So we would like to, majority of the normal public, they don't know the difference between crab and fish. So they think everything is a seafood. So all are in a same family or all are in a same class. So we will take them, we will explain the basics, the basic from the biodiversity to bioaccumulation, biomagnification, the plastics, the do's, the don'ts, what they have to do in the real day life, and how we are affecting the coastal communities or the coastal ecosystems. And there, on the spot in coastal safari, we would like to, we use it to ask the children. So we used to show some Nerita shells.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you are mute.
Sir, you are muted. Sir, kindly unmute. So we cannot hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Kamlesh, now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it's audible, sir.
Okay, all right. So, my question was that what is the asking fund amount?
Sir, we are asking for 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs.
15, is it?
15.
Hello?
Yes, sir, 15 lakhs.
Okay, and what percentage you are giving?
5% equity, sir. We would like to offer you.
Hello?
Yes, sir. It's a 5% share, sir.
So the valuation comes to what? 3 crore for your resin business? Is it?
That's what, sir. Currently, we are doing in Mumbai, and for 11 months with four people, we have generated an amount of 1,60,000. So now we are planning to scale up to all the four targeted coastal cities. And apart from this, we are planning for aquaculture farms.
No, your idea is very good. My question is not about that. Your idea is excellent. It is excellent idea, and it is very first time that I'm hearing this happening in India. It is happening in India. So, but the valuation part, is little bit, I will have to understand it more, because you are currently, you are right now valuing it around 3 crores. Okay, so that part I will have to really work on and think and talk to you about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But it's a really good idea. It's a very, very good idea, and it could be scaled into various branches. Very many areas and facets, and I do believe that you need mentor, you need someone who can really put this idea into further, in a practical aspect of business. As one of the sharks mentioned that, what are the activities? I mean, those activities have to be truly pertinent. Totally pertinent. So for now, I will pass, but I will definitely keep this in mind, and probably you can be in touch with me.
Sir.
Keep this in mind, and I will like you to contact me later.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the idea looks to be very tenable, and in a post-pandemic world, everybody is kind of craving to see new places and spend some time and all that, as they're calling it, as a revenge tourism and all that. This could be a great idea, especially for the urban population. And you seem to have done some serious pitching, but because of the audio problems, I mean, we could not listen to you all clearly. But whatever I could hear in between, this idea to be good. Probably you can go for sport fishing and all that. There are things you can work.
So the voice is breaking. We cannot hear you properly.
You mentioned all these things, but we took most part of your presentation. But a good job, and I would also be curious. Definitely, it looks to be tenable. Hello.
Yeah. Tell me. Yeah. I don't know.
Any more comments from the sharks on this idea?
Well, I just want to add one thing to this young gentleman who has come out with a very good idea, and I appreciate his thought process. My suggestion would be that he should try and keep it this project somewhere near to a tourist spot, maybe a kilometer, 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers away from a tourist spot, so that when tourists are coming to one place, for example, Vizag or Goa or some other place, it is easier for them to have a half-day tour to your ideas and stay there and spend some time and eat some good local fish preparations, and this would add some value to your project. Anyway, a project which is worth looking into. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. So with this, I thank Mr. Chanakya Naidu, and now we have our Mr. Mohanty, you want to speak something on this?
I think the project looks very attractive, and I think the nice idea. But my suggestion would be to the youngster to maybe have some type of negotiation with somebody who is in the field already, like you can see like Yatra or the people who are doing like. So many big companies are there, SOTC, those type of organizations are there who are doing a lot of tours and travels. And we should try to attract people there. So that is, I think, the point, contact number one, where it becomes easier. See, most of the business is now done through e-chains, like electronically. The payments are done electronically. We go, suppose we go abroad. We make a lot of advanced bookings and all. So we get this type of chains. They give us the links to different companies, different avenues, so that there is a possibility of getting more number of customers. Then your idea also changes. So basically, I thought I would have been happy, would have done some type of survey, like what could be the total gross business potentiality, like how much revenue it can earn, what could be the target audience, how are target people. So I think would have been make more business sense. I think that was my thinking. Maybe the other staff members also, they have given their view. So maybe I think we can, there can be some sort of slight modification and maybe a lot of improvements can be made. So thank you very much.
Okay, sir, thank you for your suggestions. Now, next team coming up is Mr. Noor Mohammad Mullah, Devi Prasad Kantal, and B. Bharati Raja, who are going to present their idea on Pro Eco Aqua model, which works on the principle of 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. With this, I welcome you all. Please.
Good evening, everybody, respected dignitaries. I am Noor Mohammad Mullah. I am Devi Prasad Kantal.
Good evening, sir. Myself, P. Bharati Raja.
Sir, do you know that a model where fish along with the live feed can be cultured? Besides that, it can follow 3 R's of sustainable aquaculture development, and it will be there will be a zero water exchange model.
Yes, sir. That is our Pro Eco Aqua model, which we are going to present now. Actually, Pro Eco Aqua model is nothing but the portable, economical, and aquaculture model, which is also an integrated and sustainable aquaculture model with zero water exchange. Here we have 4 units. The first one is culture unit. There we have fish culture unit and TBFX culture unit. The second one is we have filtration unit. There we have mechanical filtration and biological filtration. And the third, we are having water collection unit. There we will store the water. And the fourth one is there we have pumping unit. We'll pump the water to the culture unit. Here actually the waste from the fish culture tank will be used as a nutrient source for the TBFX culture. And then later the TBFX itself will act as a feed for the fish culture. Now we are handed over to.
Then actually that procedure will be as first there will be fish culture unit where the waste of feed and feces from the fishes along with water that will enter into the TBFX culture unit, and TBFX will get nutrition from that area. After that, that water will enter from that area to the filtration unit. There will be the physical filtration unit, biological filtration unit, and it will be locally available. So its cost will be very less. Then it will that water come into the collection unit and it will be pumped up to the overhead tank. Here we will be glad to introduce that solar energy as because of the cheap cost, and from the overhead tank again that water will enter into that culture unit, and totally this procedure will be maintained in gravitational force only. So it will be little bit cheap than others.
So basically in this model, we are using the wastewater generated from, basically we are using the wastewater which is being generated from the culture of the fish, and that's why this model is basically a zero water exchange system with low minimum amount of pollution. And also we are feeding TBFX to the fish, so it is providing a high amount of nutrition to the fish. And this model is very economical also. We have roughly estimated that with an investment of 25,000 rupees, one can earn 5,000 per month. And also, I like to add at the end that through this model, we are following the 3 R's of sustainability. We are basically trying to reduce the feed cost and also water usage. Also, we are using the wastewater and also reducing and reutilizing the solid waste generated from this culture system. So, at the end, we would like to ask for 5 lakhs rupees against our 25% of this item. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Over to you, Shaks.
I'm a little sorry. The audio system is very poor and it was not clear what you wanted to talk about. Can somebody talk to the audio people there and make it clear? It's just not audible what this person said. So or maybe just put a speaker in front of the laptop so that you can is audible to us as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to address the audio system.
Sir, am I clearly audible? Sir, am I clearly audible?
And now you are clear.
Yeah, so I will request our team to again give a brief about the idea.
Okay.
Actually, sir, our model is based on the sustainable aquaculture development. Here we actually there will be 4 units. That is first one in the culture unit. Here there will be 2 parts. One fish culture part, from where the fishes and the waste from fishes can enter into the tubefex culture unit, where the tubefex will get the nutrient from that materials. And tubefex itself only be used as the feed for the fishes. And after that, here the water means from tubefex culture unit, water will enter into the filtration unit, where the means easily available or locally available material will be used for filtering the water. Then it will be goes to the collection unit, and it will be pumped up to the overhead tank, from where the total procedure will be maintained through the gravitational method. So it will be relatively cheaper in cost, and one can earn 5,000, means one can make profit 5,000 from by investing 5,000.
Hello? Sir, am I audible now?
Okay, yeah, you are audible now. What is he asking for? What is this technology is, what he is asking for?
Actually, we are asking for 5 lakhs for 20% share.
For 50%?
20%, sir.
50?
20.
20%, okay. 5 lakhs for 20%, okay. All right, very interesting. You are generating 2 revenue streams, one from fertilizer and one from fish. Is that?
Yes, sir. Fish feed and fish.
No, what about the waste? You said something about waste?
Means that waste will be used for as a feed for live live feeded, which will be fed to the fishes. Means tubefex is a high nutrient food for the fishes. So we are producing the feed for the fishes in the same culture environment.
Okay, and what is the model that you worked? What was the productivity?
Actually, sir, from the ornamental fishes, it was estimated that means one can easily make a profit of 5,000 per month by investing 25,000.
Oh, so from 25,000 investment, he can make 5,000 per month.
Yes,
is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good model, very interesting, and it saves water, which is very important. And I think there is a lot of, looking into finding new ways to save water, increase productivity, and also have different revenue streams. So there, your technology really fits in very well. I think you will have to have somebody to mentor you, number one. And number two, you have to have a demonstration site, okay? Something which can produce like 500 to a ton kilogram of fish. So you can work on the financials part of it and then get back to me. I will be looking into it, all right? And I really congratulate you. You have worked something very valuable in aquaculture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I would chip in here what Mr. Verma said, that you are looking at 500 to 1,000 kilogram productivity. But I don't think that in ornamental fish you need that kind of production. It is ornamental fish, it's a separate world altogether. And in ornamental it is what you're growing, what you're trying to culture those fishes. So it's more of a retail business that you're looking at, so that the shop owners who are selling in the market, they can have a back end where such kind of productions can happen, and it can cater to those retailers. So the volume may not be very, very big, but then you can do different varieties of ornamental fishes in that. If that is the idea, can you just confirm that's what you are trying to do?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, not only for the ornamental fishes, but also we can culture for the high demand fish also, as like as magur and other freshwater fishes also.
All right. So you're talking of all kinds of fishes.
Yes, sir.
Not only
and that fish culture tank, it may be that size may be increased according to our demand.
All right. Your idea is good, but for ornamental, your investment of 25,000 looks okay to me. But for other fishes, that amount may not be enough. Your cost will be much more than what you're trying to say. So that's my point which I would like to make and inform you. Maybe others could add some more.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'm in line with what Mr. Gupta is saying, because I mean, you need to have the scale, you know, if you're working with any different fish and all that, you need to have a minimum scale. What is the capacity, what you're looking at? I mean, monthly, how much fish you can produce?
Sir, actually, from the 2,000 liter tank, we previously it was seen that for magur we can put 10,000 of 10,000 species, which will be put in that should be the fry size, and after 1 to 1.5 month, we will get 8,000 pieces, means with 20% mortality, and it may be sell rupees 10 to 15 per pieces. So, sir, it maybe we can gain 50,000 to 80,000, and that's why we have made that we can make profit 5,000 by investing 25,000.
Very good. I mean, it looks to be profitable and sustainable as well, environmentally friendly. I mean, you're basically recirculating the water. That's what I could understand. That is a good way of looking at any aquaculture activity, not wasting the water. And, we need to really look at the financial, how it works out in the water. We need to select the right species, probably ornamental fish. We can work with a smaller scale. If you're working with other species and all that, probably you need to have more number of tanks, because I mean, all these fish take some time to grow, to put it in the market. Probably you need to have 3-4 tanks, and one you put stock and one you be harvesting, so that it would be continuous. And definitely it's worth looking at. I mean, a good work, I would say, and we are definitely interested to look at, if we go into the finer details, probably, we can look at which species to go for and all that. Brilliant idea, I would say.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Mohanty, you want to comment something? Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Idea. Just one question to the lady. These scales, when you are collecting, they would belong to different species of fish. So, does it change the pattern of your or the fabric of your gummies every time you have different kind of scales from the market? So, how do you standardize your?
No, sir. Best is soft scales, and it does not change the qualities.
Well, and have you thought anything about how would you like to brand your product and market your product?
Yes, sir. as an investment, we will promote our product using different social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever social media. And we can also do women's club, academy clubs. So according to that, we will analyze the performance of the sales, and we will analyze according to the consumer's demand, and we will scale up.
Right, just one